to today's vlog, which is coming at you live from the middle of the lockdown because of the coronavirus, which doesn't show any signs of giving up anytime soon. So I've been enjoying a bit more of a relaxed life at the moment, just hacking and flat working and doing some pole work. I'm personally not jumping at the moment or doing anything that could be seen as perhaps slightly more risky, and I've reduced all of the horses' workloads to sort of 3 or 4 times a week rather than the usual 5-6 times a week that they'd be ridden during eventing season. And I've actually been missing competing. I'm a very competitive person, that's not a secret, and I get quite a lot of my motivation to improve as a rider from either training sessions or from competition results, because it's super easy to pinpoint what went wrong and what needs working on. So as much as I've been enjoying the slightly more relaxed life, not having to worry about fitness or sticking to a really strict plan of what the horses do every day, I've been missing competing, which is why I'm really excited about this vlog, because in today's vlog I'm getting involved with Horse Events Virtual. What is Horse Events Virtual, I hear you ask? It's a brand new way to compete from the comfort of your own home or yard during the lockdown. So it's absolutely perfect if you're someone like me who likes to keep competing and likes to keep their competitive spirit alive even during this sort of time. So I'm sure a lot of you are aware what Horse Events is. It's a company that runs lots of unaffiliated and schools equestrian competitions, from show jumping to eventing to arena eventing. They really do it all, and they're taking it online for their virtual series. So there's a lot of different things you can get involved in. I'm going to be getting involved with their Horse Events Virtual Dressage series, as you're about to see by the title of this video, but there are other things you can do as well. You can get involved with showing, or you can get involved with like a team challenge. So I'm going to link their website and YouTube channel below in the description, so if dressage isn't for you but you want to go and get involved, go and have a look and see what other things you can get involved in. But if dressage is for you, then stay tuned, because I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about what it involves and how you guys can get involved next month. So in very basic terms, what I'm going to be doing today is filming myself doing a test at home and then submitting this video online, and it's going to be judged against loads of people who are doing the same test as me by one judge. So it's just like a normal section of dressage where you'll have lots of scores of people doing the same test. So pretty exciting, pretty self-explanatory. They've got a few BD tests this month and a few BE tests, and if you watch my Swalk of Event vlog, it'll be very clear that my dressage is the phase that needs the most work. So I'm going to be doing a BE 100 test on Atty, and then I wasn't sure whether to do the BE 90 or the BE 100 test on Towie. She's perfectly capable of both, but I decided to go to the BE 100 test because I think it'd be quite interesting to see how those two fare against each other head to head, because I cannot remember the last time that they had any sort of competition against each other. Like, Star and Towie went against each other in my event prep vlog. Atty and Star have been against each other multiple times, but these two, I can't remember the last time they had a bit of a head-to-head, so I'm a little bit excited to see how that goes. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but we'll have to see. I was planning on filming these tests today and then telling you guys a little bit more about how you get involved afterwards, but in true British weather, it's decided to start raining just as I've started recording, so I think we're going to take a rain check for tomorrow, which is supposed to be a nice sunny day. Tomorrow, with the help of Mum, Dad, hopefully my brothers if they can get involved, we're going to be setting up a 20x40 arena on grass. It's that simple. Even if you don't have an arena, you guys can get involved with this, and I will put a little time lapse in of me setting up the arena and getting all ready. Final finishing touches on the arena. Someone has just finished their test. Oh, you're so handsome. Tired pony, all done. So, just finished test. I think I'm going to leave the vlog here for the moment. I will pick it back up again after the results have been published on the 21st of April, I believe, so you'll be able to see how I got on and all of that in my test. For now, I'm going to be waiting to find out how I do. So I'll see you in the future. It's about 3 weeks later, both horses have done their test and we've just had the results. So what I'm going to do is insert the clips of them doing their tests in a second, and I'm going to do a voiceover of their full test with the judges' comments, and I'm going to put every single score they got for each movement on the screen because that should be interesting enough to watch. And then I'm going to talk you through a little bit about how you got on, whether there were any rosettes, and how you guys can get involved next month. Okay, first up we have the main man himself, Atty. It ended up being really hot on this particular day, and I didn't really get the warm-up I was hoping for. He never really gave me his full focus, and as a result we didn't get that quality of suppleness that I needed. I should have persevered with hindsight, but I didn't, so we decided to start the test. Got a 6.5 for the centre line with the comment that we were drifting through his shoulders, and then we managed to pull ourselves together a little bit better and got a 7 for our turn left. Our first 15-metre circle I got a 7 for, which I was quite pleased with because I'm not always the most accurate rider when it comes to 15-metre circles, but I didn't allow myself enough time to prepare for the second 15-metre circle, which meant it fell apart a bit. We got a 6, and the comment was that the shoulders were leading throughout the circle, which they were, so it wasn't as smooth and flowing as I would have liked it to be. To be honest, I was just pleased to have this section out of the way. The start of the test was by far the most action-packed, and I was pleased to be moving on to our Canter transition, although we got a 6.5 for this, which was pretty annoying because we've been working so hard on our Canter transitions recently, but this one, as the judge pointed out, lacked fluency, so that was frustrating. But I was really pleased to get a 7 for our 20-metre circle in Canter. I thought that the Canter work looked consistent, and this is how I would like all of our Canter work to look going forward. Now here, as the judge points out, we basically fell back into trot, and then our walk transition was no better, and the comment here was that we lacked bend between C and M, so we scored a 6, and then we got another 6 for our long rein free walk with the comment that the stretch needed to be more consistent and he needed to be more actively forward. This has shown me how much work my walk needs because it can be so costly, especially with this long rein free walk being worth double marks. I'm going to go away and work on my walk because I never realised how much it could drag down my overall score. Effectively 3 6s for my walk work is not ideal. And then we're into a bit of a slower section in the test, a chance to gather ourselves back up. And this halt here we scored a 6.5. It was really nice and square, but as you can see, I somehow managed to miss the marker. I'm not sure if that's the camera angle because I could have sworn that I did it all right, but clearly not. And then we got a 7 for our trot down this long side. This was just a nice opportunity to let him move as he likes. I really like these big open trots to give him the chance to just move. And then this Canter transition was miles better to score a 7. It's how I'd hoped they'd both turn out. And then this 20-metre circle here, we got a 7.5 for, which I was really pleased with. Basically, what we can take away from this test is that the work I've been doing recently on my Canter has been paying off, but as a result, I've possibly been neglecting my walk work, so that's where I need to go away and improve. I didn't give myself enough time to prepare here, and as a result my centerline demons came back. We got a 6 with the comment that we were turning through our shoulders too much, and then a 6.5 for our halt and the comment that it was fairly square, but his head did go up, which is something that I definitely need to work on. And then our collectives were 7, 6, 7 and 6.5 with the comments that we have a lot of potential but we need to work on our suppleness and also just the control of our shoulders, which is a new one, so that's definitely something I'm going to take on board. Okay, so next up it's little Towie's turn, and she warmed up so much better than Atty. She was just far more focused and in the zone. I was really pleased with our first centre line and we got a 7.5 for that. Although watching back this video, it's definitely going to frustrate me that I can see that Mum has stood a couple of feet to the left, so it doesn't look particularly central on the marker, but that's fine. And then for our turn left we got a 7 with the comment that it was a little bit hurried, which is completely fair enough. I think at this point I was rushing through the test in my head a bit, trying not to forget it, and it kind of all came out in the test as being a bit speedy, which is why we got another 7 for the circle with the same comment. And then for the second 15-metre circle we got another 7 with the comment that it was slightly rushed. I also think it was a little bit big, but the judge didn't comment on that, so maybe we got away with it. And then, as I said with Atty, I was just pleased to have this section of the test out that way because it's the same test for both horses, and it was just by far the busiest section, so I was definitely pleased to be on to Canter. I didn't think that transition was too bad, and we got a 7.5 for it. And again, I was pretty impressed with Towie's Canter work. I haven't actually been doing a whole heap of Canter work with her recently, but I do think that she's been doing a good job at it. This circle is a little bit bouncy for my liking. I would have liked it to be a bit more sort of fluid and floaty, but I was pleased with it. Then our transition to trot was not great. We got a 7 for that with the comment that was a little bit hurried, but unlike Atty, we managed to redeem ourselves a bit for the walk transition where we got 7.5. And now we're on to the long rein free walk. With Atty, it's kind of the bane of my existence because it should be an easy place to make up marks and we never seem to quite nail it. But with Towie, she absolutely loves her long rein free walk. And it's a pretty good movement to get an 8 on because, like I said, it's worth double marks. So I was really happy with this. I thought she stretched nicely, she moved nice and forward, and then she was really easy to pick back up into medium walk to give us some time to prepare for the halt, which is coming up. And we got a 7 for this halt, which I think was alright. Her front legs were square, her back legs could possibly have been a little bit more square, but it was accurate, and on the whole I would take that because sometimes my halts can be a little bit all over the place. And then this transition to trot here we got a 6.5 for with the comment that it was hurried. We never really established that connection on the bit and her head was a little bit all over the place coming into this canter transition here, which we got a 7.5 for, which I think is pretty generous. I wasn't loving that canter, I didn't think it was super fluid. The general quality of the canter did improve the longer it went on. I used this circle here just to get her back and listening to me a little bit more. We got a 7.5 for this, which I was pleased with. And yeah, the canter work was more on track, but she was still running away with me a little bit. We got a 7 for this transition down to trot. And now we're coming towards the end of the test, coming down the centre line, which was again miles better than Atty's, and finishing with a 7.5 for our halt, which again, I think was pretty square. I was really pleased with my halts in this test. So our collective scores were 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5, and the comments were that she was a lovely horse, but we just need to be careful not to rush. Okay, so now you've watched back those videos, I'm sure it's pretty clear who came away with the 1 rosette for 5th place. It was Towie. Sorry, Atty, it wasn't you. He actually finished on a score of 65% about halfway down the section, so I was pleased with that. I'll take that. He never really settled into the test quite as well as Towie did, so that's fair enough. But Towie finished 5th on a pretty competitive score of 73%, which I was really, really pleased with because there's also some clear room for improvement. So yeah, pretty ecstatic with that. Thank you so much to Horse Events for gifting me the entries into this month's competition. It's been such a great opportunity and it's definitely kept my competitive side ticking over during lockdown. And the good news is they are running another month's competition so you guys can get involved. So I'm going to tell you very, very briefly a bit about how you can get involved because it's super, super easy. So all you need to do is film yourself doing one of the selected tests, and they have added a whole range of new tests this month. They've got a BE novice test, they've got a BD elementary test, they've even got a test which you can make up your own test as you go along, so that's quite exciting. Definitely go and check that out. And you have to film the test, get someone to stand 3 meters back from sea in a 20 by 40 arena or 20 by 40 grass surface like we used. Film the test in 1 take so that it's clearly not edited, your horse can't leave the frame at any point, and you have to submit the video with sound on, but you are allowed the test called, but you're just not allowed any extra coaching because that wouldn't be fair. You can wear competition clothes, or you can wear your own clothes, you can plait, or you don't have to. So there's a lot of opportunities to mould this into the competition that you want it to be, and the entries close on the 17th of May, I think. So you guys have got so much time to get your entries in. If you decide to enter and you put anything on social media, tag me in it. I would love to see your entries. And you just have to upload a video to YouTube, either publicly or privately, well, unlisted if you guys don't want anyone else to see it, and you'll get a whole sheet of comments back like I did, and you may even get a nice rosette. So definitely get involved. I'm going to get involved the next month again. I had so much fun doing it this month, and the lockdown isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so I may even get all 3 of mine involved. I may even have a little head-to-head, or I might try these 2 in the BE novice test. Not sure yet, but if you enjoyed this vlog, let me know and I can vlog next month's antics as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!